What separates the people who are really successful from the ones who are just moderately successful is that they have the patience, the endurance, the discipline, right, to execute their skills within a defined way. And that is how they're able to consistently grow, because they're consistently executing.
Your constraint is not that you're a 97 out of 100 on content. It's that you're a 0 out of 100 on monetization. If you don't care really about making money and your passion is making videos about whatever it is that you make videos about, then like, you won. Congratulations. You're making videos about stuff.
You want to do.
Like,
dream.
This was,
There's self-made millionaires and self-made billionaires, but there are also self-made $50,000 a year-ers. They just don't claim it because they don't want to be responsible, right? And so you're 100% responsible for the income level that you have.
And so we think that the first business, the second business, the fifth business you start is going to be the business that's going to be it for you. But like, the journey is long, you know what I mean? And you accumulate these skills and these beliefs and these traits over time. And those become the things, those are your actual assets, right?
What's your inflow? What's your churn? What's your average price per user? It's the first thing I'm asking. Literally, it's the first 2 questions I'll ask. And then I'm like, what's your revenue right now? And just by knowing that, I can know whether they're growing, whether they're shrinking, how fast they're growing. I can know where they're going to level out. I can know how many customers they're going to level out at. The more you play with it, the more you understand it, the more powerful you'll be as an entrepreneur.
The universe doesn't give a shit. The marketplace doesn't give a shit. What they care about is what is required. And so what you have to do is figure out what is required. And then if you are incapable of doing it, be better. And do it for long enough that it would be unreasonable for you not to be good.
How can we get 1% better every day rather than 1% better for 2 weeks and then change everything, and then 1% better for 2 weeks and then change everything, right? Where they never actually get to get that long-term compounding.
The only thing that separates you from what you want is skill. And the only way to acquire that skill is volume, right? And the thing is when you have enough skill, you get luckier. Right?
the idea is you start not with the intent of saying this is going to be the one thing I'm going to do for the rest of my life, when in reality it's I just have to do a thing that I'm good enough at that I can learn the game. And the thing is you just try and do a little bit better.
You build your character through the work that we do. We increase our capacity to do work itself.
You've never done this before. Do another 5,000. Because the thing is eventually it will be unreasonable for you to suck anymore. Right?
People love talking about how much they're working rather than actually getting shit done. Rather than spend all this time preparing to work and creating superstitions and routines around the things that you think you should do in order to maybe, potentially, get something done. Start with the doing, because sometimes the doing just needs done. You have all these skills and experiences and character traits that you developed to show for it. Like, the entrepreneurial journey is one that improves you, not anything else.
Manifestation is bullshit. And action is the only thing that matters. I would say be totally on board with manifestation if we define it as knowing that. I know that this is possible. Like I saw this, or I have some perspective that has changed. So if you have knowledge that you can start a bank, you have to have the knowledge that you can start a bank before you start a bank. But the bank doesn't occur until you take the action.
If you want to become lucky, if you want to have probability on your side, you simply increase N, increase the number, increase the volume, and eventually you will strike gold. And the thing is that most people just literally don't go long enough.
In the beginning, your responsibility is to let other people know about your stuff. If more people know about your stuff, more people will buy it.
If you don't know what is constraining your business, you are the constraint. And what I mean by that is like your lack of knowledge. And so ignorance is the biggest debt we all pay for not knowing how to do the things we should. Should the other 60% of businesses add another advertising channel? No, unless it's the constraint of the business. If you know how to advertise at all, which if you're a creator, you do, and if you can keep the customers, then on a long enough time horizon, you build a massive company. Layla has this quote that I love, but it's fear is a mile wide and an inch deep. And so you look at it and it looks like this ocean, and then you take the first step and you realize you don't drown, because it's like, oh, there's ground underneath of this, right? There's other people who are more on my path.
Right now, you're not good enough. And if you can accept that and internalize it, then you can create action.
You are successful the moment that you decide you are successful. You just need to decide for yourself if you are successful. And the thing is, the success is a process rather than an outcome. And so you can be successful in that you are living your values of pursuit. That can mean success if you choose to define it that way. Learn not to earn. You need to earn in order to pay your rent, eat, etc. But the major thing you're doing is you're paying down ignorance debt. So the vast majority of your income is coming in the terms of in the form of education. You have to stay in that third painful place, because staying in the pain is what gives you the catalyst to learn how to get out of pain. And so rather than trying to pull your parachute, it's like, I have to trudge through this so that it forces me to learn the individual skills, the individual variables that affect this outcome. And that means I might have to take 20 more lashings to finally get it. And then at that point,
it starts to tick up.
They just immediately assume they should be a millionaire the first year, right? It's just like, I should be a millionaire. Why am I not a millionaire, right? And so that's what stops 99% of people from being successful, because they're unwilling to suck.
Growth is painful, right? And so it's this weird masochistic desire to continue to improve. I believe in the theory of constraints, which is like, it's kind of like you getting more media. Like the constraint on all the scaling stuff is not the media. You have more media than like anyone. So like you're working on the wrong side of the bridge. It's my belief that we've been able to move quickly, professionally, I'll use quotes here, like quickly, because it's like only focusing on what is the thing that is stopping us from getting to the next level, and then ruthlessly working on that thing until it is debottlenecked. You fail immediately and say, oh, I guess this isn't for me. I guess success isn't for me. I guess business isn't for me. I guess sales isn't for me. I guess whatever the thing is isn't for me because you failed once. But it's because we have an incorrect view of failure. Because failure is a necessary part, and the thing is you learn from failure, and so it's either you win or you learn. The amount of money that you'll make will be predicted by the value that you provide to the marketplace. That's always what it is. Every single great big business owner that I know have these years of thankless work where they develop these skills, these traits, and these beliefs that end up setting them free.
Life gives you these unlimited lottery tickets, and you just pay time to get them, but you just can always get them to cash them in. A lot of people just will choose not to cash their tickets in at all, or even grab the tickets to begin with. And I think that ability to persevere is what gives you more shots on goal. And you only need one really big win to change your life forever. And so it's really just sticking with it.
If you don't know why you believe what you believe, it's not your belief, it's someone else's.
Everything in my life is built around just minimizing the amount of headspace that it takes up so I can put it in the vehicle that I get the highest return on.
You might also want to be a trillionaire. You might want a lot of things, but like, if you don't want it enough, it doesn't matter. I think it's just more accepting that you're not going to have it because you're not willing to pay the price, and that's fine.
The foundation that you set is going to dictate the height of the peak of the pyramid that you want to build within your life and the business that you want to grow.
So if you help people, if you train people, you do whatever, it's about how can I distill this in as few words as humanly possible. And if you've never done this before, take your words, put them into Hemingway or any writing app that gives you a grade level. Keep beating it up until you get it to third grade. And then look at what the language looks like. If you start speaking in that way, people will understand you better.
You have to learn a lot of little skills before you get the big payoff, right? And most people learn one skill or don't learn a skill and then think, oh, this isn't for me.
You can't do what 99% of people are doing if you want to be in the 1%.
Yeah.
People are defined as advanced because of their outcomes, not because of their tactics. All right? Advanced lifters aren't doing different tactics than novice lifters. They just lift more weight. And the reason they do it is they've just done it consistently longer.
Most entrepreneurs, in my opinion, don't actually quit. They fizzle. Usually it's they stop seeking. So either they get content at the level that they're at and they just don't strive for more. And sometimes they say it just wasn't worth the trade. And I respect that. If you're like, you know what, I'm at $1 million a year and I don't want any more, fine, you won. Congratulations, like you've won at life. But most of the times they don't really quit. They just stop trying.
You are who you are because of the shit that you have gone through, right? There's a saying, your mess is your message. And I think it's a very beautiful saying, because how sad would it be to wish to have a life of ease and comfort? Because strong character is built through hard times.
Suffering is constant. It's just that the nature of the suffering changes. The hard is always hard.
I work to create options, not to not work. And so a lot of people they work really hard to not have to work later. It's like, no, it's like I work to have the option to work. And so I can choose to work, and that choice is the freedom that I have.
Why most people will never become wealthy is because they cannot delay their impatience. They cannot delay their gratification. If you can delay reward, if you can actually just work without needing to see some sort of cookie immediately, you can beat everybody. It's not even like you have to wait that long. You just got to be able to wait longer than most people, and most people can't wait ever.
You could learn the stuff on YouTube, et cetera, et cetera. The issue that we're solving for is not that it's not a knowledge gap. The issue is an accountability gap, is that people don't do stuff. That is the primary issue with all humans in general, is that they will not endure short-term discomfort for a long-term achievement. That is it. You hack that, you hack success. That's all it is.
You can also include a little bit of risk reversal in that, which is like, hey, I'm doing the first 10 for free. And the reason I'm doing it is because I just want to get some testimonials, get some reviews, and also just so that I can learn too. And the thing is that you're going to be better off than they will. For those of you who are like, I don't want to work for free, you're learning and then you're earning.
You can succeed in the gym business without being brilliant. You can succeed in a lot of businesses. There are skills, which people say as traits, that are more important. I think courage is incredibly important. I think high agency, so the ability to make your own decisions without being influenced by others. Courage is not acting without fear, but despite fear. And I think that when you allow fear to change your behavior the wrong way, that is when you can give yourself that title of coward. And I think that that is a title that I have feared my whole life. I would rather be a failure than a coward.